Generally, who won the trade? The golden rule in the NBA since the league began. Who got the best player? Who's the best player in the trade? Kyrie. Boston got Kyrie. They won the trade. But there is a ton of complexity to this deal. And I don't think this deal's done yet. Let's start with this. About a year ago, a friend of mine, we go jogging together. His name is actually Colin. And he had a house, and it was an older house, and he was thinking about fixing it up. We were on a jog one day, or he was thinking about buying a new house. And I offered my opinion. I'm not even sure if he asked for my opinion, but I offered my opinion. And I just said, how long is it going to take to fix that house? He said, probably 18 months. And I said, do you want to eat dinner for the next 18 months in the living room? Tarp, dust, buckets, tools, kids fighting, eating dinner in the living room. Life's too short, brah. Start over. Fresh paint, clarity, new direction. That's why I love what Boston did yesterday. Cool young head coach. Superstar point guard. Young, too. Gordon Hayward. Young star forward. Jason Tatum, potential star rookie. Mix of good bench veterans. Fresh, young, new house. Overturn their roster. And it gives you great clarity. Just like buying a new house. Maybe you don't have the money for furniture for every room. But you know where you're going, what you'll get, and your future. I absolutely love what Boston did. Then there's Cleveland. Old roster, still old. Still poor defensively. What the hell do you do with Isaiah Thomas and that hip injury? You got another forward, Jay Crowder. Great. You've already got 3. LeBron, Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love. We got another one. Hey, we got a center in the deal. Good. It's a guard wing lead. Hey, there's that high schooler. Oh, yeah. What a turn on that is for LeBron. I mean, this morning, given the choice, the Cleveland Cavaliers, tarp, buckets, tools, coughing, redoing the kitchen for 18 months. There's no real clarity. J.R. Smith is still old. Kyle Korver still can't defend. Derrick Rose is still injury prone. Who knows what Isaiah Thomas's hip's all about? Yeah. Richard Jefferson, he's still around. Iman Shumpert, half the player he used to be. And I heard this morning, D. Wade may come back. Tarp, buckets, tools. If I say to you this morning, fun, youth, mix, energy, clarity, you're not thinking Cleveland. You're thinking Boston. And that's why this, to me, in Boston this morning, it feels great. You have not been this excited about the NBA in years. Throw this in. A month ago, Chris Mannix, NBA reporter, on Isaiah Thomas's health.
Maybe the most underreported story of this offseason is Isaiah Thomas's hip injury. Danny Ainge just came out yesterday and said Isaiah Thomas doesn't need hip surgery. The fact that we're in late July and we're still wondering if Isaiah Thomas, who was hurt in late May, might need hip surgery is astonishing. And if I was a team looking to make a blockbuster deal with Boston that would include Isaiah Thomas, I wouldn't go near him with a 10-foot pole until he shows for at least a month into the regular season that he's past that hip injury.
Chris Mannix isn't the only person to say that. And this illustrates the complexity of what happened last night. Now, this morning, Celtics won, Kyrie won, LeBron lost. You honestly think Cleveland is done dealing? Now, we all admit, I went to Vegas last night. Cleveland's still favored to beat Boston. Remember, Boston gave up 70 points of production. Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, they gave up stuff. They gave up almost 70 points of production. And Cleveland added Derrick Rose and Jake Crowder, and they may add D. Wade. This morning in Vegas, they still think Cleveland for a year is better than Boston. And I think it would be a really good series. So everybody, Vegas admits it. Most people say for a year, Cleveland's still going to be viable. Vegas is like, we're not changing the odds. We think Cleveland, Derrick Rose, Jay Crowder, LeBron's still LeBron, D-Wade make it. We're not changing the odds. But here's what's interesting. Do you really think Cleveland is going to sign Isaiah Thomas to that long-term contract? I do not. Do you really think LeBron is turned on by playing with a high schooler? I do not. Remember, in less than a year, Jay Crowder, that contract's attractive. Isaiah Thomas, expiring contract, and a number 1 draft pick for a team that wants to start over. Cleveland's not done. This was the best they felt they could get now. I don't think LeBron's ever going to play with that number 1 pick. I do not think Cleveland's going to sign Isaiah Thomas to a long contract. So this morning, and I love what Boston did, and it feels like Boston won, Kyrie won, LeBron lost. Do you honestly believe that Cleveland is going to wave a white flag this morning? They're just waving the flag. Cleveland's like, all right, we're done. We're finished. This is it. You think that they think LeBron is totally satisfied with this roster? Because we know right now, this is what the Celtics lost in the last month. Isaiah Thomas, Crowder, Bradley, Olenek, Amir Johnson. They lost a lot, and they added 2 really, really good pieces and a rookie. Boston right now isn't beating Golden State, and Vegas doesn't think they're beating Cleveland. So for the year, we know that Cleveland is still viable for 1 year. I'm simply saying this morning, I do not believe this is the end of the fight to keep LeBron. I do not believe that. I do not believe Cleveland's like, this is our best shot. I don't think that high school 18-year-old guy will ever play with LeBron. I think he'll be used to get somebody to play with LeBron.
Do you think people want to go to Cleveland now knowing that Kyrie wanted so badly to leave Cleveland and wasn't happy with LeBron? You think that other stars are willing to do that?
I think that's why they have trades. I think sometimes you just trade.
So they'll go there unwillingly?
Well, I mean, listen, there's a lot of players in this league that don't want to play in New Orleans, Memphis, Cleveland, Toronto, the taxes. That's why they have trades. That's why leagues have trades. Otherwise, everybody would want to go to 5 places. So I think this is really complex. It's really fun. I have so many different thoughts. I'm sure we both do. I'll give Jason McIntyre credit. Came on this show, about a month ago, and literally laid out the exact trade that happened yesterday. Like literally, number 1 pick, go to Boston, Jay Crowder. It was literally the exact thing he proposed. And I told him he was ridiculous. I yelled at him yesterday before this. I'm like, you're ridiculous. Well, he nailed it.